So I'm walking into my classroom for the first time, and this is what it looks like after summer break. I um I have a lot in store. Well, not a lot of how I'm gonna change everything, but yeah, this is what I'm working with. I already know I'm gonna have trouble because I need to get these bookshelves moved over like 2 feet, but they're stuck to the floor because they waxed the floors over the summer. So I don't really know what I'm gonna do. So, yep. So the first thing I started off doing was setting up I started my desk. I thought I wanted that bookshelf on top, but I went back and I changed my mind. Then I started moving my desk and I went ahead and arranged them in the rows that I wanted them to be in. Then I had a visitor. So I went back to my desk and I'm just cleaning it off before I'm adding this marble contact paper, just so that, you know, it looks real nice and clean and fresh instead of really like dark and woody. Also, you can see that like the edges of my desk are all torn up. It was like that when I got in this classroom, so don't judge me. So now I'm going ahead and putting the base bulletin paper over my door so that it's all bright and vibrant when the students come to class. I went ahead with this pink marble, black and blue and gold color scheme because I thought it was really pretty and it was really simple to do. It's all about the tedious things. Like, I hate the tedious work, like covering your door with the bulletin paper, bulletin boards, and I just like doing the little fun stuff. So next I'm working on my 2 actual bulletin boards. I'm being lazy right now and just covering my old bulletin board paper with some more of this marble contact paper, and I'm going to do the same thing to my other bulletin board. I love this contact paper, it's legit. So now I'm going ahead and setting up all my electronics around my teacher desk. I kind of played around with like what kind of setup I wanted to go for. This was when I realized that I didn't want all that stuff on my desk in front of my face. So I moved the bookshelf, moved my computer, got everything hooked up, turned on, and everything was working. So that's a plus. Next, I'm trying to cover up this hideous chalkboard. It always takes so much paper. Again, this is one of the parts that I don't like, but I'm going again with the pink and marble and gold color scheme that I'm going for. This board I'm using to write my objectives for all my classes. Yes, I have 4 different classes. I'm just thankful that they're all English related. So yeah, I covered that with this black bulletin border. Then I added these little gold decals for details. Next, I'm adding up my focus letters and making the space for my clock. Now I'm going back and finishing my bulletin boards. This board I'm going to use for, well, I don't really know what I'm going to use it for quite yet, but it came out really cute. I put on these 3D gold butterfly decals. Then I was like, my desk was really plain, so I had extra bulletin borders, so I went ahead and put that around my desk. And yeah, I didn't go all the way. I just wanted like most of the front covered, like, so when you walk in my classroom you'll see, oh, you know, that desk looks really nice. You know, nobody should be walking around my desk except for myself. Now I'm starting on my calendar that I'm gonna put on my other bulletin board. I saw this idea, well, I've pretty much seen it on Instagram, Pinterest, YouTube, everywhere. So I just picked up a whole bunch of free paint samples from Lowe's and I started making my calendar. I ran out of squares, so then I had to stop and go make a quick trip and pick up some more so I could finish. And I laminated that at my school board. Now I'm hanging up my lights. There are days when I really just cannot deal with the overhead lights because they're so bright and they give me migraines. So these lights I feel like give enough ambient lighting so that people can still work. And then I'm putting up these motivational posters that I made myself so that I could have like a nice little motivational wall. Originally I was gonna like switch these out every month, but I was like, who am I kidding? I'm not gonna have time to do all that. So I just hung them up on the wall. I got this idea from one of the other teachers at school, so thanks. And yeah, this is my completed room. Here's my door. I got the little letter box from Target. I think it was a nice addition. I'm just worried that it may be too heavy. This whiteboard, I'm gonna put like little announcements. I covered my podium. There's my motivational wall. And then I have a writing wall and the 2 crates that my students will keep their writing tablets in. And I have my completed desk. See, it looks so much better than that hideous brown. And now my desk is all nice and clean. I really hope it stays that way this school year. Got my bookshelf together. My one bulletin board that I think I'm going to use for like spotlighting students. I like to paint, so sometimes I'll put artwork that I paint. Then I have my other completed bulletin board, and then that pink piece of paper is where I'm going to put a while you were outside so students know to pick up their homework. And then you saw my objective board, and this is the classroom with the lights on and the overhead lights off. I think it's really nice. I think it's really cozy. Yeah, I think it'll add a nice dimension. So here's my classroom tour. If you liked, subscribe below to see more of what I like to do. And don't forget to subscribe.